Hi, Babugeli, Xolani Faku. I was here at Kunjani Podcast, and I would pledge you guys, follow the guys in all the social media platforms, like them, subscribe. They're coming well. Ngoska cool.
It's a Kunjani. Wanna learn more, wanna get exposed. Yeah, it's a Kunjani. Must tete man, I'm a pool. Man Kunjani. Must tete man, come through. They say numbers don't lie. We own two, spit to Mquqo Zala. The platform to be in. Sunday let's tete. Time to let them know what you do. Ha, got the mecha on the move. Spec to Miss P, yeah, the attackers on the Zoom. Nele no Luvuyo with that HD content. Let's take him to the moon. Bakale, let's got kake. Sasep Kali Nalinyani Manvulele season 2.
Good afternoon and welcome to Kunjani Podcast, the podcast with HD content. My name is Windvoel. Uzithonga zithathu kwedeni ngomlunjwa lo kundaba ilandwa kuthiwa bathunywa emkhomanzi suka bona baduka namahlathi. Namhlanje ekunjani siphethe iqala kuthiwa i-composer, i-arranger, i-trumpeter, self-taught trumpeter. Dithetha ngabani xa ingenguye uXolani, the Trumpet X.
Kunjani ukuthi siyacenga mntakwethu mana khondo man. Uba usigcinile futhi man. Ndakubona nawe right. Uyafuna noyidlala nalena.
Xa bendiyijonga le instrument ndaphawula ukuba kudala ikhona. If you look at the Bible, kuyathethwa nge-trumpets.
Yes.
So it's one of the ancient musical instruments.
Yeah.
But yet it's one of the difficult
ones,
instruments uba nguyidlala. Xa uyi-comparison ne-piano. To prove ukuba nyhani kudala ikhona. Kwangekumbani before Christ.
Yeah.
And it was there.
Yeah.
So icacile uba ipiano keyboards zize mhlawumbi because I remember when it comes kuthiwa imelodi kana uvuthele udlale ayifike emva. So it's quite an interesting instrument, and I would like to hear more about mhlawumbi kwenzeke njani, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Ndinento endiyiphawula kwezi interviews sizenzayo, and I get to be educated and be informed nge-information endivayo through ukubuza nje ngegama Xolani. You know, bekhona omnye bekenambuza naye, I found indaba okanye izinto ezi-interesting kakhulu malunga negama lakhe. Kaloku abazali xa bathiya benenjongo, benento yokuthi njengoba sikuthiya nje ulandelele igama. Uva kuthiwa umuntu kuvuse umzi, fumanise uba it means
umzi wonke ulapha kuye
funeka uvuse umzi. So xa ndijonge igama lakho uXolani, that's my own, I assume you'll correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like an apologetic name. Oluhlobo lokuba apha bendifuna amantombazana bethunana kodwa uThixo wandipha ke lo mfana nawuxola ke Xolani bethu. Xolani bofakade. I might be wrong, but I'm just interested to know ba igama elika Xolani mhlawumbi usabela kuthiwani.
Well, wena Vichi elagama ungalithatha ngaloo ndlela uzanalo ngalo, kodwa enyanisweni eyona nto bekumele uba ufocusa kuyo luxolo. Yeah, because kumu it means be in peace. So i-embodiment yalo ke it will depend kwi-characters nge-characters.
Of course.
But ke now uyayazi I'm a peaceful guy. So
do you witness it alone? I mean, it's not the first time since so and I'm so excited about this interview because every time ndincokola nawe ndisoloko ndinento endiyifundayo. Kangoba sometimes bengaske ndiphathe incwadi xa ndizoncokola nawe because I always get something positive. So Xolani Faku ukhula nje ukhulele phi ngowaphi ukuzalwa efamilini ukhuleni bangaphi how was life nje ebuncineni?
Yeah, well, thanks Vish, and also Nkosini man, just for inviting me Kunjani Podcast. It's coming. Xa ndisithi ndikunika i-background yam, Xolani Faku is a young boy yabo esuka from the dusty streets of New Brighton. I grew up kula mhlaba wase New Bright. Elalinebomvu ke bhuti. Close by there. Kwi area ekuthiwa iselundini.
But
yes. So ndisuka phaya. I grew like anybody, like any other child. Di kunye nabanye abantwana and all that. But there was this special thing, and I noticed ekhuleni kwami ukuthi le ndawo sikhulela kuyo is rich in so many ways. It's rich in arts, it's rich in music, theater. Uba sinobala abantu abaphuma phaya baninzi ukufa, uMamu Nomhle Nkonyeni, uTata uZimnqawana, the late Zimnqawana, Vuyisile Bojana, who happened to manage me at some stage in one of the bands and involved kuzo. Nabanye ke mna ke ndiphuma kwikhaya lakwaFaku ngamagcirha ke ogaba isizukulwane sikantsikane ndingujama ke mna ndikhulela phaya nje iphaya ndikhula ndinomalume wam, you know, who served as a beacon of hope ebomini bam. Because I mean what you see in front of you, le instrument besikhe sazama uncokola ngayo nguye wandabelayo. Yes, ndabelwa nguye umalume. Ndayifumana kuye le nto ke ngoba curious bam. Ekuboneni into yobana ngaba imani le soka siyayidlala nale nto siyayenza nalo siyayenza, but kukho le instrument that I kept on listening to it, or ndingathi like sounds zayo. I was baptized by the sounds. Because benzithi ndivuka ndiva le instrument, ndilala ndiva le instrument, bengekho ndlela endinokuyibaleka ngayo. Uyaqonda? And enye okunye ke into yoba notata onzalayo was a musician, Tatu Bucks Matiwane, uthandekile ke igama lakhe lipheleleyo. And who happened to be one of the pianists is a soul jazzman. Soul jazzman ke yenye yamaqela amadala ase South Africa, because turns out asebhayi ndizawube ndenze understatement, because ngelinye lamaqela amadala ase South Africa. Yes, kweli xesha ke ndandidibana nelo qela ke ngeli xesha liphethwe ngutata uDudley Tito. The late Dudley Tito. Yes. Who happened to be close to my father. Babedlala bonke mos. So now ekukhuleni kwami ke ndikhula ndidlula kwesi strato, phambi kokuba ndifike ekhaya ndidlula kwesi strato ndihambe ndiyokroba pha kule garage incinci Avenue A. I was born in Avenue B, so Avenue A kulapho yonke into yayisenzeka khona musically. All the greats, uTata Winston Mankunku babefikela phaya xa bezebhayi, uTata Abdullah Ibrahim xa befikela phaya, uDola Brand xa bezebhayi bafikela phaya, and many other like musicians endandizibona pha, omama uThandi Klasini. Yes, nabanye mama ke engenokubabiza bonke ngoba baninzi nyani. Landlu ke it happened to be the, you know, like, I mean, the drinking well for all the musicians. So thina ke ngoku curiosity yethu, you know, it took us into that direction. Kangubana ngabe sithi naxa sibuye esikolweni singekatshintshi notshintsha impahla zesikolo, sizawugqitha pha ngoba ixilongo elo liqhele kowenu nali likhala apha ngoku uyomamela ke ngoku. Kulapho ke ngoku everything started to spark. Kulapho everything started to spark.
So tell me, as that young boy, ekhulela kule ndawo isaturated ngamaqhawe amaninzi ngehlobo netalent engaka. What was that dream that was burning in your heart? Because wonke umuntu xa emncinci uxinzelelayo laa nto yoba mna ndifuna uba yinto ethile xa ndimkhulu. So kuwe mhlawumbi kwakusenzeka ntoni, if I may ask?
Honestly, like you say, every boy ibane phupha. Yes. Mna ngokuyana ndikhula, honestly phupha lam was very much aligned to what I saw happening kumalume wam. Malume wam traveled, I mean, the globe. It's not an exaggeration, it's true.
Of course, yeah.
He traveled the globe. There is no country I forget, because when we like, by the time we grew up, we used to see postcards like ngoku ndise Japan, ngoku ndisendaweni ethile, ngoku ndisendaweni ethile, ndise Amsterdam, this is Scandinavia and DP and everywhere. So my uncle traveled, you know. Now every young boy would always be like, I want to be, here's my role model in front of me. Yeah, but I would like to, I mean, be like my uncle. Yeah, but and he was a very highly disciplined person, you know. Yes.
Malume Feya
Faku. Yes. Malume Feya Faku. So my dream was aligned, like around there. When I grew up, maybe things changed as a cooler. Yes.
That's beautiful.
Because as you get to see them, but you have your own calling. Your calling might be different. Then you get to, you accept it and move on in life. Yeah.
So growing up again, afumana challenge ngokuba ndibe na into endiyithande but ingandithandi yona. I remember music bendithanda kakhulu. Ukubizwa kwethu esikoleni uba abantu abaculayo, I jumped. But kangandithanda music. Unfortunately ndikhumbula kuthiwa kum mandiyolinda phaa phandle. Ndandimthembe kakhulu utishara wam ndiba uzawuphinda ndibize nyana. Kanti indlela yayismart yokuthi this is not for you. So sometimes you might be saturated by, as activities was mentioned, but you have to be given that gift. Doesn't mean you go to automatically, those are looking right, automatically you'll be gifted. So when I went, did you realize that this thing, as much as you love it, but you can actually do it, and you also have love for it?
I like how you put it. Sometimes uthandi ndungakuthandi yona. In my case, like I said, I once realized but this is a genetic transfer. Because by the time I picked up trumpet, history I wasn't aware of it. I was just seeing pictures on the walls from the newspapers and all that. And the time I realized this thing, Nama I was made for it. It was when Utatu Tatli, being the saxophonist, he gave me lessons that were so informal. I never had a tutor. I never had a tutor. I never had someone like showing me kakuhle but this is like how you play this instrument. Utatu Tatlindo wayenza wayedla ngokuwenza diagrams. I still have those papers. Yes, I still have this day. I started in the 90s.
Wow.
So he used to draw some diagrams and so this is finger 1, finger 2, finger 3. And then he gave me like his scales. I think he gave me about 5 scales, major scales. But what he realized in about this guy is so thirsty for this thing. Because when I came back with other scales. And then I was so determined to blow the trumpet. Yes, I had a hunger for it because of I could feel the music. I could feel the music. And also before I even went to instrumental music, I was a chorister. I was yes, no Dandipaya Dandipaya. I was like a second tenor. Went to as far as in big competitions like Old Mishwal and all that. A lot of people don't know about that.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I did was theater, stage acting. Yeah, I got involved in stage acting, and then they gave me a role to sing. You know what I mean? So I realized around there, after some time, I realized that I'm hungry for an instrumental music. You know what I mean? And then, given the situation, Umalumo Wam is here, like blowing me with this instrument. You know what I mean? You know, baptizing me with these sounds.
Yes.
Man. I never saw any other instrument. You know what I mean? I saw this one as a window. You understand? And then when I picked it up, and then I became one with it.
And to date.
And to date, yeah. So I realized then, Guti, this thing, maybe I would say Nama was made for it. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, kwauba ukwazi uzifundisa to le level kuyo ngoku ibibizo ibidalulwe wena. I mean, as I earlier said, it's quite a difficult instrument.
It is.
Not every Tom, Jack, and Jill can play this instrument. I mean, I can take a chance when it comes to piano, but I can't even touch this one. And I like the fact that I would say relationship with the instrument. Ingathi ngumuntu nomuntu. Because I'm this thing. Yeah. Now, talking about the instrumentally, trumpet, njengoba uyivuthela njengomlomo, if uyivuthela for ixesha elide ungaresti, okanye if uyivuthela mhlawumbi so hard, it can actually damage your lip. How true is that?
It does. It does. I mean, there's something they call a technique. You know, like yeah, because like every other, like in any like instrument, there's a technique. So what you're talking about, you're referring to indlela. If you sebenzisa a wrong technique, yes, yeah, well, you might actually like, I mean, you know, like damage your lips. Sometimes you notice abanye, they have like, you know, ripped lips. You know, it might be, it's because of that. You know.
Wow.
Yes. So it's a very sensitive instrument and very challenging. Because I mean, look at it like it's got 3 valves, but Paya, you need to play the entire piano range.
Scale.
Yes, piano notes you know what I mean? Yes, so it's a very difficult instrument.
Because you have do re mi fa sol la.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna 3 ka.
Yeah. And get octaves.
Yes.
Abasezansi, aba middle, aba high. Yeah. So it is a challenging instrument.
I believe also we are funda, like what do you call
staff notation.
Staff notation.
Yeah. I taught myself to read.
Wow.
Yeah, I taught myself to read. That's why I had opportunities to play with big bands and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also noticed ukuthi ukewa a stint where you were teaching young kids how to play keyboard and this instrument.
Yes. Yes.
What was behind that
you know what?
initiative?
What was behind that? I noticed when we grew up, it was not easy for people to be keen to give you opportunity to play. Yeah. And for a young boy like myself who struggled to get into the music, which is something very emotional for me when I talk about, because I really struggled to get into this thing. You know, yes. So I realized in Dobanangaba, some people fail to understand if you were to build a nation, you need to be a prolific person, you need to be a productive person, you need to actually transfer the skill, and you need to do that freely. You see, and I told myself those are one of the things that I'll never miss. Yeah, but to share, because now when I see Ndwane ambayo pa estratweni, that once obviously you have to look at the hunger. Xa umbona like banangaba uyayifuna into ethile umbona all the time. Umbone then you can see banangaba this guy might be someone like in the near future. Yes. Today I'm happy because of these a lot of guys, a lot of people know. There's a lot of guys now that are coming under my wing, like are coming from my wing. I mean, through coaching. I mean, sharing the skills, sharing the knowledge, and all that stuff. Also giving opportunities. Ezinye ndihamba nazo ngoku when I'm invited kwi national art festivals, I move with them. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm so happy that I can see the effort, no matter how small it was, but at least there are guys that I mean can say, "Obra X1 Yeah.
Well, tell us about your first performance. And I can imagine you were practicing. You knew that you were going to perform, and obviously you think about you know, abanye bathi share but yo I dan taputa ayabiyilando nandi practice. Do you still recall mhlambe one of your first performance?
I still recall because what happened, I think it was around 1998 when Brahuma Sekela was in PE.
Wow.
We were doing something like they call cover. They say Ngoku and but is supporting act Ngoku.
Okay.
Yeah, we were doing like that thing where a band has to play before the national.
Oh, you know the curtain raisers.
We used to say curtain raisers. Yes. So I remember. Don't be shy about it. Boom, you have to acknowledge that. Yeah. So I remember when that thing happened, it was very difficult for me. Yeah. Remember like playing before Brahu. Yeah, and I remember we were all, I mean, at the backstage. Separating a national artist and whatnot. And, you know, those things never applied then, you know. Because I remember Brahu, like talking to me, like I remember talking to him. And then one thing that, I mean, he helped me with was the fact that I used to be a shy guy, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, like I used to speak softly and all that stuff. I don't know why. But it just, you know, I guess maybe like I was also like timid because I mean stages were big.
Of course,
like I mean, so you fear, So Brahu, I remember he held my hand, you know, and he said to me, "You have to speak up, speak up, you know, like your voice has to, you know, don't be like so and so, like I mean, speak up." You see that thing to me, like it just shook me, you know, because he said, "I mean, you have a voice too." So I mean, I took that as a lesson forever, you know. I mean, and then also another person that I mean reinforced that is Brazil Nawan. I mean, whom I happened to spend some time with him, like in Johannesburg. I stayed with him for a couple of months. Before he passed on. So this show was, I mean, Nangoza Njebe, which is Centenary Hall.
Yes.
Then so, and I looked like we curtain and I saw, the hall is packed. So you can imagine. You can imagine. So I remember that show very well. And but I mean, it surprised me though. Because what happened there, I got an opportunity to improvise, you know.
Wow.
Like, because in jazz music, there's this part of music called improvisation, where you move away from, you know, like the melodic structures, and then express yourself, I mean, within the form of the music, and then how you feel about the music that you're playing. And then I was surprised, I mean, to see people like standing after I played, because I was tiny then, you
standing
know.
ovation.
Yeah, like I was tiny then, you know, I was like very like,
wow.
And then I was, So and I guess that gave me a lot of confidence. It gave me a lot of, I mean, power to carry on, you know, like, and I wanted, and then that's when I wanted to even do more, you know, I mean, practice more, because after the show, he told me, like, I mean, you need to practice the low notes, long notes, and all that stuff for your tone, for dexterity. I don't know, but I still have to go and research. You know what I mean? So in some way, he was sharing a lot of knowledge with me, and I really appreciate that. And that's why I love Brahu. I love Brahu.
Now tell me, now Xolani ongafani nalowa luthetha ngayo ngoku. The Trumpet X. Abanye abantu bathi ke xa bethetha xa ndingena estagini ayibindintu. I become a beast. Abanye baye batsho. What is it like kuwe xa upractice and then where you have to perform? Do you see like a transition?
Yeah.
Okanye mhlawumbi injani kweyakhe case?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because in music practicing, there's a period where you become one with the instrument. Yes, you become one with the instrument. So obviously,
that's how you connect. I think that's how you connect.
That's how you connect. Yes, yeah. And I've realized that, like you said before, I mean, trumpet is something. It's a spiritual instrument.
Yeah.
I've realized that, and so I cannot be the same when I perform. Yeah, but there is a transition. Yeah, I found myself like now I'm traveling. I mean, sometimes not even realizing. You know what I mean? Yeah, because in many ways you express yourself. If there is a pain that you went through, I mean, the instrument will allow you to actually express that pain. Yeah, whatever, it's joy, you express that joy. Whatever, it's a medium. It's a medium of expression. Wow. Yeah, so you obviously you will have to get into some transition. Or the other way.
I've gone through your music and I found it very difficult to define your sound because I came across some maskandi, some deep jazz, and I was like, I don't understand. So if you may have to define your music, because I can't do quasi. Okay, in the boxer.
No, not really. Like I would accept that question, and because I happen to understand, the kind of sound that in Nzwanele, because it comes from different influences.
Yeah.
Yes. Firstly, jazz is a genre that I couldn't run away from, because my uncle is a jazz trumpeter. Oputatli, they were playing jazz music. But I realized something, ubanangaba. When I first heard ingoma kaBudzim Nawana ethi Qula Kwedini, I felt ingati kukho like some channels being opened in me, because of it's something that I thought of. Banangaba kutheni nje kungathathwa, because ndikhula ndithanda ucula, like I said to you, banangaba ndikhula kwiqonga lelantuka le theater. Phaya ingoma besizicula pha zezesintu. Yes, yebo. And then ndisuka kwi choral music. And so influence ke ngoku endizifumeneyo, they took a different form. Miyabona? Yeah, together with ilanduka genres ezifana no maskanda. I would say I was leaning towards natural music.
Okay.
Music that comes from you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because when I was practicing jazz, like I realized this thing is like, it's like prescribed for you. Like in jazz music, you have things like patterns, where you have to do patterns, and you have to do those things until they're part of you. And where I understand that they help, like make easy for you to play jazz music. Okay. But at some stage I realized for me this is boring. Because it's like it confines me. Then that's where the question came, Kuti, why can't I el culo elgwijo dilithandayo yebo but it's lo nto akunile why ndingenolidlala ngale instrument you know that's when a different sound was born yabona because I realized ukuthi I'm leaning towards Maskanda you know I'm leaning towards all these like you know folk music like Zimbabwean music and all those kind of things. Then I realized with man, I mean, this is possible. A person that made me realize that from the song Kula Kwedini, when I first heard it from the radio, I felt so excited. It's acceptable. So yeah, then
confirm.
Yeah, I have like confirm. Then I took all that energy. I took a 10. Yes, I took a sharp 10. That says, Xolani, you have the sounds. You have this music. But I mean, yours now is to see to it, you interpret these sounds instrumentally. Yes. Now, sound I would say it's neo-traditional music. Neo because of it encompasses, I mean, your modern, you know, rhythms and all that stuff. But it's traditional music. It's the music, it's folk music. Yeah, but that is why Gungoma Zami, you'll notice that there is a vocal content. Yeah, boss. It's closer. Most of the
that's
time.
Beautiful, man. That's really beautiful. I also noticed Uguti, you've rubbed shoulders with so many musical icons as South Africa. Abo Abdullah, Tatu Abdullah, Prahiu, so many people, and I'm like,
interestingly so, Vich, Abdullah, abantu like they see me like in default kunyenaye, and again, pictures.
Okay.
He's very sensitive with pictures and all that. But there was something special in that day. Prior in the sense, he was conducting a workshop with like a band. They call it WB, but it's a world band.
Okay.
Yes, they call it WDR, something like that. Yeah. So back in Grahamstown, they were conducting this workshop.
Yes.
Now, he said something that like really liberated me as well. In the Obanangaba, you don't have to look for music outside yourself. You've got music already. That is why Kukoi ethnic groups. He said he made an example like by me. There's Mquqo, there's Ndondon, and then there's Ndondon, and then prior, the band asked anyone if anyone is interested to come and show, like whatever he is. I'm a curious guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I quickly went in front because it was a workshop. I wasn't scared. Then I started interpreting like one of my songs. It's like 3 chords. And then the band took that sound into another level. Then I think he liked that. That is when he made an example of like Ngam, this is what I'm talking about. Then I was maybe I was able to get the picture.
That's beautiful. Man. And I noticed Uba.
And then other people. It was just. It was grace, man. Like meeting Utatu Zimnawana. Utatu Zimnawana again and Dimazi kakhulu kuyena because noko wasesikhomoro New Bright and unyana wakhe happened to be close to me. And Utatu Zimnawana was a regular ekhaya bedla ngoyovisitel umalume wami naphakathi uDatli. So ndizawuthi like ndikhuliswa ngabo even though bona they never realized, so I was just watching in the shadows. So I happened to have a period in Johannesburg, in 2008. Like I spent some time a couple of months one influence and was needs musically. So nabanye ke I met abo Tatu Jimmy Lulu nabobani and Tatu Silailo Silota and everyone. I had that privilege. Yes, I had that privilege of sharing a stage with those the greatest musicians in South Africa. I can count quite a number of them. It was grace.
Wow.
It was grace, my brother.
Wow.
And I'm humbled by that.
Now tell me, how jonge career yakho music nje yonke? What is that one memorable moment? I will never forget this day.
It's easy, my brother. Sharing a stage with Uprazim is a highlight.
Wow.
It's highlight sharing a stage with Uprazim, and also, sharing a stage with abantu bafana no Tatu Jimmy Lulu. I remember I was in Cape Town International Festival for the first time. And I'm sitting here and I happened to be included in the gala dinner.
Wow.
We were actually called by SABC. It was a program called SABC paying a tribute for Tatu Winston Mangungu. Yes, Tatu Winston Mangungu was in Cape Town. And I noticed with the gala dinner, I looked around and I'm like, yo, Gerald Albright is here. The group, what is called the group, the OJs, from America.
The OJs?
Yes, when they were in this hall, they call it Conventional Center or something, yes. The gala dinner was held there. So I looked, you go to a toilet, bro, you are just taking a leak. When you look this side, there's Gerald Albright, bro. And I'm like, we are Sweba, these are great people, that you grew up listening to, and all that stuff, So, Nabo Tatu Jimmy Lulu, sitting like this with Jimmy Lulu, and all that. That's one of those memorable time. It's always good to have those experiences because now is even though you taught yourself, even though you struggle to get into the music, but it shows you at least there is something that you did right. For the mere fact that you have an audience of that nature, to listen to you, and also sharing a stage with Tatu Winston Mangungu, and all those kind of things. But those people kengabantu bebedlala nomalume. Yes, yabo kakhulu, yabo. So it's an honor. It's one of those things that you'll never forget. It's special to you. You treasure those kind of moments, and say, okay, no matter I didn't become that famous in the music fraternity, but at least I knew at least I did something right. So
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me, amagama mabini. In the one, I just want you to tell me what comes to mind, what happened, something has given birth to something. I want you to share with us about it. Tim and Dan Hutchinson.
Amen, bro. Why are you asking those guys? Yo, man.
Timothy and Daniel Hutchinson.
You see, those two guys, Daniel and Timothy Hutchinson, were the anchors of my career. Those guys, they made it possible for a lot of people to understand Xolani Faku. But I can safely say those guys are the guys that opened a lot of doors for me.
Wow.
You see?
Pick up teams.
Those guys are like my brothers, man.
Wow.
And like they saw something a lot of people never wanted to see in me, you know what I mean? Yeah. They were the guys that came forward and said, I remember when Daniel discovered me, he went to the university, Kala, NMMU. In fact, they wanted to start a band.
A band.
Yeah. But they wanted this band to be like a multiracial band. You know, they had a vision. And they looked around, they realized in Dubanangaba, they had the colored guys, the Indian, Brandon, the guy that plays tablas and all that stuff. The band was rich. I mean, it had everyone, but they were looking for a leader. So they went, I remember they went to NMMU, they got my number from someone, I don't know who gave them the number. And then they went to music, and apaya a friend of mine, Mzugo, Tlalape NU69, Motherwell, or I pangela music. Yes, music. Mzugo was working in music, so selling CDs. Mzugo gave them my number. I think 3 people gave them my number.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they said like, let's call this guy. And then they called me. Then and it started then, bro. Yeah, they took me. They were staying in Jeffreys Bay then. I mean, I went to Jeffreys Bay. You know, like I managed to actually put the music together, put the guys together, and then what made it so special? They allowed me. They played my music.
Wow.
They allowed my Xhosa music. I mean, to form part of the daily repertoire. You know what I mean? Actually, they were playing my music throughout. You know, yeah. So I was the music director, so the band leader, and all the stuff. And then in there, like I mean, they evoked all those characteristics and all those energies. You know, I mean, giving me an opportunity. That is why it's a bit emotional, because those kind of things you would expect them from your people. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it came from like a different angle. Would say, I mean, that's God.
Once again, it's grace.
That's grace, bro.
Yeah, it's grace.
That's grace.
Oh, that's beautiful. I could
grace.
see Mquqo. After the mention of Lamakama.
Yeah, those guys are very special to me.
Very
even
special.
now, like Kutim was coming from Oxford. He just came straight. And then Bayon Khoba Paindlin. Daniel, as we speak, is back in India.
Oh.
Yeah, he's back in India, and then he's like organizing things and all that. I mean, he was in China before break this thing, coronavirus. I mean, he already like planned things for me to go to China. I will show you those kind of things. There's paperwork and everything. Then there was this corona thing. I mean, and it prevented that stuff from happening. But I'm telling you, like wherever that guy is, he always like, I mean, think of me. You know what I mean? So both of them, you know, Tim and Daniel Hutchinson are my family. You know, I don't care who says what. You know, they're my family, man. They're my real brothers. You know, we're not. I mean, we've been friends now for how many years now? Like 17 years. I mean, that's too long for you to call me a friend. We are brothers. Yeah.
Wow, this is beautiful.
I got opportunities to get to the National Art Festival, Grahamstown, most of the major festivals. It was those guys.
2010 World Cup?
World Cup, 2010 World Cup. Okay, 2010 World Cup was Upud Mandla Jala.
Okay.
You know, like, I mean, that put together a big band, Yalape, a PE. You know, taking his students and the lectures from NMMU, and they needed, you know, people to front. Yes, I mean soloists. They called to Prakaya Mahlangu, who is like one of the most important people also in my life, because he played a major role in building me up, you know, sharing the information and all those stuff, you know, like telling me, no, X, you're on the right track, but you need to do A, B, C, and D. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, Mamu Gloria Bosman, then, yeah. So I got that opportunity twice to play with the big band, you know what I mean? Then I saw, no, I've got the abilities to read the charts, you know what I mean, like anybody else, you know. So those are opportunities, I mean, they are really things to treasure, you know. Because I know, even even from anywhere, if you supply me with like the music, I can figure it out. Yes, I'm not a first side reader because there is this thing that they call first side reader. I mean, it applies to the students that reads every day. You know what I mean? You just put a chart in front of the student and then the student reads the music. But with me, I need to work out the chart in my own method. You know what I mean? But I know.
No, well, that's beautiful. That's so rich.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That is really so rich. You've been doing this for 5 years, but this is so rich. And some of abanye bantu mention abasekho.
Yeah.
You know, abasekho. Now tell me, just to khuthaza nje umuntu omamele naye or a musician. How do you take criticism? Because I know xa uyi vocalist, xa udlala. Yabona ukuthi mhlawumbe singajaja kwecala le vocalist. Siva hayi kodwa uyabhimba ngoku. Mhlawumbe singangakwazi ukuva ba awuchana ngomcimbi, but uXolani, normally how do you take criticism? Mhlawumbe how would you motivate umuntu naye or stage practitioner? Uba udilisana njani yena? Wena udilisana njani criticism? Because ihleli nje khona.
Yeah, it's always there. Like especially me, I was criticized a lot, you know. Yeah. Because I was self-taught, you know. Yeah. And I was bound to make a lot of mistakes because of there's a difference between a person on a lecture that keeps on saying
this way,
and a person
self-taught
that is self-taught that closes a room and say, I'm gonna figure out this thing. I'm gonna figure out how it's done. You know what I mean? So I'm a very driven person. Yeah, like I'm a driven person. These things, you get born with them. You know what I mean? You get born with, persistence. You know what I mean? You get born with listening to your heart. Into ifunayo, you go after it.
Yes.
So I can say to motivate a person like against criticism. Yeah. Criticism, I never took it as something that demoralizes me, you know what I mean? Yeah. I always took it as a stepping stone. I remember when I used to practice at Bradex's place, Big T is a bassist there. They used to tease me and say, hey, you're sounding like Ingomo. You're sounding like Iboko. Brandy. Yeah, kufika ibhotile ngokuqhekeza ufuna into iniphi. Ungazazi beziniphi zivela azipheli yabo. So uthunywe zaniphi yabo. Kuthiwe I'd say those were my mentors. You know, like those were my mentors. They would, but by the time I started to do things right, they said yes. That's a blues scale, boy. Yes, that's a pentatonic, boy. Yes, that's a good minor. You know, minor scale there. You know, so.
So I would say the attitude.
Yes.
Cloud criticize.
Yes, cloud criticize or don't take it personal. You know what I mean? Don't take it personal.
Because no one comes up to sound
Yeah. A lot of guys shy away. I remember a lot of guys that started around the period now. They would feel like very small. Yes, but I didn't do that. Wow. Because I knew one thing, you know what I mean? Because I've got the gene. Yeah. There was that thing that tells me, you've got the gene, yabo. Somehow, because in the sense like piano, I would do things, I would do things like without anyone teaching me. Like chord movement. I remember at some stage, Sipaya, Ekapa, Nobra Dakes, you pay tribute to Winston Mangungu, and they throw a ballad song. Ballad is a very difficult repertoire. Ballads are the songs that are slow. Yeah. Yes, you know what I mean. The slow songs are the ones that tells into yobana ngabe uyayazi lento uyenzayo. Yabona, because jazz music is based on form. Yabo ihamba ngeform A B A what you know. So it's a movement. So if you don't understand what you're doing in terms of playing, uyakhawuleza ucaca, because you will repeat yourself because of you sitting on the sweet spot. Yabo, I remember they thrown in Body and Soul, which is one of the ballads. Opera takes after sigqibile udlala le ngoma, and they give me a solo. After sigqibile udlala le ngoma uyabuza kum, "Hey, wayifunzwa ngubani le ngoma?" Did opera takes andiyazi le ngoma. Cha, I'm listening to a movement, the chords. And the vili melody nidlalile. I'm listening to a movement, the chords. So yeah, those things they happen. So I would say, in a nutshell, I would say to a person, indlela omawudile ngayo with the criticism, listen to how people criticize you and which area they criticize you on.
Is this criticism constructive?
Is it constructive or destructive? Yeah, I pick up even the destructive ones. I pick up even the destructive ones, because I remember when I used to play for a 4x4, no prefix Mahwana, and then it was managed by Uvwisile Bojana.
Okay.
A 4x4. There was this band, 4x4, Apho sasihlala khona no Bongani Tulwane, Boy Simzinyati, Ulinda, a vocalist yethu. Yes, nabanye, because they used to interchange a pianist. A guy from Cape Town and all that. Prefix wayedla ngubane ntona prefix lithi ngisaqala ndifunda ukudlala isolo ke. Lithi ngisaqala ungathi ndiye ngaphambili akubaba, "Hayi, don't solo." Achika jonge phambili dlala. Because you are a young boy, you feel something, you feel something. But I understand what's this craft now, because I've been listening to people like practice and all that stuff. Practice yakwazi ukuthi thatha solo. So siyajongana xa kufuneka uthathe solo, so I'm gonna take a solo on this song. There's songs that are sweet, especially music katatu Winston Mangungu. I used to love music katatu Mangungu kakhulu, yabo. So xa uzothatha solo akushilde, but I don't know. Solo achijoga ngapo for abantu bangamboni crash umntana. But like those things, they were harsh, Those kind of criticism, to me, those are criticism. Those are criticisms, and they were harsh.
But look at you now.
But I remember the day, like ku supportwa ishoka tatu. Who's this guy? Sipokumet. Yeah. I said that day, I was like, "Oh, prefix yadlala puti." Uyadlala. Defeat great water. Dangena. Dangena puti. Kaloku, like, everyone that is pregnant has to give birth. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I played and I got a standing ovation, like from people, you know what I mean? Those kind of things, you need to be strong in this life, Yeah, you need to be strong in this life. You need to actually go and get exactly what you see. You see, and you must understand in the God made you. You see, the Most High, gave birth to you. You know what I mean? With all the characteristics and all the energies and all the abilities. You know what I mean? No one will understand you better than you understand yourself. You know what I mean? So if to kick me in the corner, I would be a bitter person now. I wouldn't be able to heal myself through the instrument. So I took it hands on. I took it head on as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. So take criticism, use it as a stepping stone. Don't take it personal, and just move.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just hope uabongile nosimbongile angathi kanti baqhuntsule kule attitude yayo nale character yakho. Ndijonge into ba umncinci so curious, unguqala zive, uzithembile, sazifunda lento, and ngoku lento siyibona kwazalwa uFingo Vibes. Ufingo vibes uzelwe ile curiosity. Nalento yokuqala ndiba ndizayenza. Just tell us a little bit about Ufingo vibes.
Yeah, thanks for that, Vich. Fingo vibes. This is Fingo vibes.
Yeah.
This bag is Fingo vibes. This hat that I'm wearing is Fingo vibes. Yeah, it's coming from curiosity, Vich, and also understanding into bananga art. Art is vast. Art, it's not centered around one set of skills.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Art is vast. That is why you find like people like abantu abaninzi, man, they are musicians, but they are doing ezinye. So Finger Vibes came from that kind of a curiosity. Also, like, to understand myself, like ngelikhesha ndandikhula kudala ndazithanda izinto zezandla. Ukhula kwami, you know, like I loved izinto zezandla. I mean uyayazi nawe as besisenza imoto zamacingo. We were bending like wires, doing imoto zamacingo, and I would excel in that. You know, like making a very nice thing. I can even make it today. That thing, it never escaped my hands. I could make all that craft. I've got it. You know, like I've got that craft. And iplanga, dalthanda iplanga. I'm doing a lot of stuff with planga. Finger Vibes is an upholstery and a leather wax. So where I deal, I mean, with leather and other things. Then this dulo, I'm making couches, I'm making, you know, lounge, and I'm making headboards, I'm making ottomans and all those things. I refurbish, I, you know, remodel these things. I build them from scratch and all that, you know what I mean? So what happened is that I have this friend of mine, Bob. Bob uhlala eMbumba, yes. Bob is an upholstery guy. He's making chairs and all that stuff. So I got closer to Bob, watching him work and all the stuff, and I could feel, but Bob, I can do this thing, you know. But like I say, like I said the other time, sometimes people tend not to believe you when you say Then I realized Bob doesn't believe in me and all that. And because I kept on asking him, can't fagi kaloku, man. Because when I realized one thing, into better upper is like a machine, a sewing machine. You know what I did? I bought a machine. Decided to buy a machine from Imalia gigs, buy the equipment and all the stuff, compressors and all the stuff. Now those things are sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, who's gonna teach me this thing? I taught myself.
Once again?
Yes, how to sew. This thing I did, nobody teach me how to do this thing.
Wow,
nobody taught me how to do this thing. The head, yes, I did it, yes, yeah. Another thing, we're living in an information age. We like in our phones we have YouTube and all that stuff. Why do you need a tutor when you have like a full video that shows you in the this is how it's done. You can slow it down if you want to slow. You can slow it down. If you slow, you can slow it down and learn. You know what I mean? That's how I learned these things. You know, I mean, now you've been in my house, you saw the kind of lounge that I sit on in myself, and a lot of guys they know because we also have like a studio in Apple Abantu Baya corner for rehearsals and stuff, you know. So people know my work, you know what I mean? Yeah. So Finger Vibes was born from there. So Fingos, it's coming from Amamvengu. Yes, Fingos coming from Amamvengu. Amamvengu is Fingos. Gozizi kaloku bocha moschato fakati. Yeah, ngamamvengu lawo. Now when I followed the history, I realized that those people were different. You know what I mean? They defied indlela abanye abantu benza ngayo izinto, uyaqonda? Yes, that is why ufumanise ukuthi historically, if you go there, you will notice that they came up with things. Banentsimbi zabo. So those people were sharp people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. It came from there. You need to know yourself, man. You know, I realized as I grew up, you need to get inside yourself and understand yourself. You know, like, I mean, get to explore who you are. But don't be superficial. Don't be shallow. Yeah, ngena ngaphakathi kuzifunde. Yabo, kuthiwa umuntu ingosi uzazi. Yeah, funeka uzazile. Yabo, awunawukwazi abanye abantu ungazazi wena. Yeah.
Wow. Tell me, life motto yakho.
Well, imoto yam wena Vich. Imoto yam motto yami, it's like, don't hide the light, man.
Don't hide the light.
Yeah, it comes from the scripture.
Scripture. Matthew.
Yes, how can and
Matthew chapter 5.
Yes, after I got that scripture, I realized, how can you put the light in the pants?
Of course.
You can't put a light.
Yes,
like bring it out, bro. Yeah, but don't worry about the opportunities. Opportunities you always have gatekeepers, people that keep opportunities away from you. You know, maybe like they see as easy. You know, maybe they feel like, you know, but it's fine. You know what I mean?
Don't hide the light.
But when I don't hide the light.
Wow.
Be bright in the corner where you are.
Wow.
I could put it like that.
Yeah,
you know, be bright in that corner. Even if that corner is so small, but be bright there.
Wow.
So if you cannot be a tree, be a bushman, but be a nice bush that is sitting there. You know? Yeah.
Be something.
Be something.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. Today, at least people know about Xolani Faku. If I accepted being flanked in the corner, I mean.
Go pin him.
Yeah. Like I mean, to be honest with you, Vich, art is everything to me. You know, I was kicked out like AGM, the Pangal AGM 2007. Yeah, but for music. Yeah, but just for because music. I went to Grahamstown National Art Festival, you know, and then I came 2 days later, followed all the procedures, getting unpaid leaves, and they.
But
promised, still, but at 11th hour they say you are not going, and then I said no, I'm going. Yeah, bro. So it's like I believed in what but today I'm still alive. I'm still surviving. You know what I mean? Like I'm living through art. You know, people are bringing their things to me. I'm surviving. You know. Yeah, so beautiful. So it's life, man. You need to believe in yourself, you know. Of course. God has never actually placed all the genes in you for you know. For find out about yourself. Find out about yourself.
That's why I said I always learn.
Thanks, Vish. I really appreciate it.
That's really beautiful. So tell me about Ufimo vibes. If umdu order mhlawumbe okanye mhlawumbe one of your bags okanye couch and that when's Unjani? Yeah,
which at the moment I'm still on my, you know, like early stages.
Okay.
With Ufimo vibes, I'm building him up, yabo. Okay. In this sense, yaba ankabina social platform visibility. At the moment. The reason it's because I'm building systems.
Okay.
Because I noticed when I first put these into with social media, people were they bought those things and then they wanted more. You know, and I realized I'm still this sole proprietor at the moment. I'm still building this thing, and I have a vision for this thing. I mean, I want to build it. I want to transfer the skill. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Because I mean, you can be successful when you do things on your own. But if you're looking for greatness, you need to share things. You need to transfer the skill. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to put things like on the social media, make a noise, and then you can't deliver. You know what I mean? Currently I'm training like one guy at a time, and all those kind of things. But when the time is right, people will actually see Ufimo vibes. I mean, like your website here, and the online visibility, because that's where I'm going. So Okwangoku, you find me in Mquqo number 67 in Motherwell, which is NU6.
Okay.
That's where I'm situated.
Okay. That's beautiful.
That's where I'm
details
situated. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Vich. Thanks.
Yeah, I know, but you're a bookworm. Tell me, what book are you busy with now?
Currently,
what are you reading now?
Currently, I'm reading this. There's this book that I don't seem to put it down, and then for a reason, you know. There's this guy called Eckhart Tolle. He wrote The Power of Now, you know, The New Earth, and many other, you know, I mean books. I revisited that book again. But a book that I was working on now is I'm curious. I love politics. I'm busy with this book, How to Steal a City. Yeah, because there's a lot of things happening
Such
in
a
our
catchy
city.
title.
Yeah, it's a lot of, Crispin Olivia, something like that. Yeah, that guy's name. I was just trying to put my nose around his account. What does he mean by that? You know what I mean? And I realized that stuff that he wrote about is stuff that is happening in our city. You know what I mean? Yeah, but in Power of Now.
Power of Now.
Yes, Power of Now. I realized that book is
Ngubani
very,
uMhlolomba?
Ikatole.
Oh, Ikatole.
Yeah, get that book. That book is so powerful. A lot of people miss, the essence of that book. You know, because of which we can never run away from the fact that we grew up with a lot of pain as a black child. You know, there are a lot of things, politically, domestically, because as you know, they're coming from our families. We grew up, from broken families, you know, with a lot of, narcissism and all those kind of things, you know what I mean? So in order for us to heal from those kind of things, we need to inform ourselves, you know what I mean? Yeah, we live with pain bodies, you know, you need to dissolve those pain bodies so that we are kind to ourselves. You see what I mean? In that way, you'll be able to, affect nabanye abantu positively. In that way, when a person comes and talk to you, we are over, but and I get healed. You know what I mean? Yeah, but not that you want to be a healer, you know. But you would like to actually have a positive impact. Extend the information and get to share how Unjani when the to be healthy mentally and all those kind of things. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because if you're doing things like music, in the craft and all those things will seep into that. If you are bitter, but if you are peaceful and you're kind and things like this will come. Wow. You know what I mean? Beautiful music will come because it comes from a beautiful place. You understand what I mean?
No, you know, I saw a picture yako, upeti trumpet, upeti bear. And I was like, wow, what a nice combination. I was like, this is a nice picture. Because Mnandiayazi what's behind this, you know. So I'm sure nabanye bebengayazi bazawuthi noma babona ngokubayazi ba wow. Definitely they will get inspired. Thank you so much, man, for honoring the invitation. Besikubiza ngamabongo, we knew ukuthi we'll get izinto that will inspire people abaze bebemamela out there. Siyabulela man kakhulu bengaske mhlambi thina sinqokole okokoko, you know. Because njengoba nisitsho Teramandi manziza.
Man, thanks Fish, man. Thanks Puti, man. Yabulela nakuni madodi. Kunjani Podcast.
Yeah, no, just before we let you go, there's a traditional question that sicela kumuntu wonke lapha, message of encouragement is very important. So before someone umamele whether umncinci umkhulu, whether give up in life, whether naye kule ndawo kuyo wayezovuthela trumpet kwathiwa ukhala njengebhokhwe levuthela wayeka. You know, what would you say to someone who's trying, no matter music, but it's just any craft or anything umntazama uyenze positive ngimpilo yakhe? Just a small message of encouragement.
You know, I always tell people, Uguti, nobody will actually know you better than yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, nobody will know you better than yourself. A person would actually look at you, akubona ushapey, but akayazi the essence of your life. Let me just share a story. In 2015 I was in Johannesburg and I'm standing kwi flat in the Bolego Daniel. It was on 4th floor in Bellevue East in Johannesburg, and I'm looking, you know kule English ezantsi because collector, it was the day ku collector ku rubbish, so I'm checking this guy digging from a rubbish bin, and that thing hit me, you know what I mean? Something told me it could have been you. What's the difference? Because the chap was not like, he was clean, and then it hit me. Yeah, as Joburg is tough. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can just be smart, but that's how tough. I looked at that thing and I was like, you know, it could have been me. You know what I mean? And then I looked at where I was. I'm at like 4th floor because of a friend of mine, Daniel Hutchinson. And then I saw the grace of the Most High. You see? So, encouragement, wouldn't actually direct people anywhere else. Go back to your source. Go back to the person that made you. You see? Your parents, I mean, can give birth to you, but they are the transport for you to be on earth. But your maker,
the source, the main
the source. Go back to the source. The source will help you, bro. You see what I mean? Grace is like there, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a preacher, Vich.
Amen.
But I mean, that's the truth, my brother.
Thank you.
That's the truth. Nobody can actually I mean, deny. You know what I mean? Go back to the source. Even no matter how slow you're going in life, you know, learn to pray. Learn to speak. I mean, you know. So what I would say is that, I mean, go back to the source, my bro. I'm not saying go to a certain church or whatnot, but I mean, get inside you. Find the reason why you were born. And the only place you will find that is from the Most High, my bro.
Wow, that's beautiful.
If you have to be disciplined, I mean, if you have to discipline yourself and, I mean, move away from certain things and all that stuff, do that. Sacrifice to know yourself. That's what I would actually put, I mean, to people if I were to, I mean, encourage them.
That's a powerful message.
No matter where you corner. You see, you might be in a corner right now, like where you don't even know what you're eating, but you must know one thing. But the minute you start that, you know, like that line of communication, I guarantee you, something, no matter in the it will spark.
No. Thank you so much, Bro.
Thanks, Vich. Thanks, my brother. Thanks, Chance.
Thank you so much. Kunjani Podcast. Nikhangele uXolani Faku. No, uyafumana ku YouTube. Go to YouTube. Ukhangele uXolani Faku. Uzawufumana so many performances zakhe ezikhoyo pha. Nimlandele torho ni like. Very soon nizawuva ngalomcimbi awenzayo. Support bethu nani.
Yeah, and also like Xolani, there's also like music that is on the pipeline.
Okay.
That's
beautiful.
Being recorded. You know, and the book as well.
Wow.
Book as well.
But hayi bethu nani. Ininzi ndezayo apha.
The book as
Ininzi ndezayo. Siyabulela mani kakhulu bethu nani bekumnandi kakhulu ukuncokala no Trumpet X izize lihle ufakade. Yeah, bekumnandi kakhulu man. Siyacela ke unenze njalo bethu ukusilandela ku social media platforms zethu sonke. Siyenze yalula kakhulu. Khangela nje ukunjani ku Twitter, Facebook, Insta. Khangela napha ku Spotify, ku YouTube ke ufike pha usubscribe, uthi like, comment. Siyabulela kakhulu man bekumnandi. Sikhona bayiseke
Kunjani, wanna learn more, wanna get exposed. Kunjani, must tete man, I'm a man Kunjani, must tete man, come through. They say numbers don't lie. We own 2, spit to Mquqo, the platform to be in. Sunday let's tete, time to let them know what you do.